Hey, Billy,
Take it on.
how do you encourage kids who are anxious and ADHD and have ADHD with removing the mask, not just at home?
Tough one. It's not fair to put you on the spot for that
How do you
one.
encourage kids who are anxious and ADHD with removing the mask?
So,
it's talking about
or
like,
even any neurodivergent child, how do you get them to remove the mask? So what is the mask?
the mask that helps them function around everyone else. Is that it? I'm asking.
Yeah, totally, yes. Yeah.
Like you mask so you can sort of fit in.
Yeah, but at a huge cost.
Totally.
Totally, I know you know that. But the mask is, in one way of thinking about it, the mask is a shield, you know, and they have the shield because they don't feel safe. So it's not about them taking the mask off, it's about the environment being safer. For them to truly be who they are, express the difficulties they're experiencing in the sensory components, the social components, the communication components, you know, the focus components. And so they can say that. And, you know, you think about, we'll talk about schools more in the next episode because there's just so many questions about schools. But the amazing Tom Brunzell talks about this, about like how do we have rhythms in the relationships that make sure kids feel safe. So so instead of like, if you walked in here and I just went, hey mate, how you going? How's this weather? Like, you know, that's a very performative, superficial way of, you know, connecting with you. But you come in and I'm like, genuinely, how's your week been? And I'm working very hard not to just tell you about how hard my week's been because you're such a safe relationship for me. But, you know, like, and how do we do that? The amazing guys at Berry Street Educational Model talk about like every single school, every single kid in every single school needs to have one champion. You know, how do we think about who that champion is that helps them to, you know, feel safe, take off masks, all that stuff. So it's not the responsibility of the kid to take off the mask, it's the responsibility of the environment to be safer. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Do you get it? Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
So you and Annalise are completely safe environments for me to be exactly who I am.
Yeah.
It goes back to what you were talking about. I know that I've got, you know, a sense of humour that not everyone finds funny, but I'm comfortable with you and Annalise to tell those jokes. I'm comfortable to have the emotional sensitivity and reactions that I can because I know you won't withdraw from me because of it.
That's what I'm trying to get. I'm just trying to get my head around, like, how do you do it when...
Well, you do it for me.
But I can't control every other environment.
No, but you...
Like, how do you make school a safe environment? Like, it can be tough.
So say one of your kids is struggling and you found this thing that helps them.
Yeah.
You just like...
Communicate that to the school?
Yeah, the specific thing in a strengths-based approach of I want to help you help my kid. Like, you're really important to her. She really wants to be here and succeed. This is what we're working on. This is what we found helpful. Is there anything you guys are doing that's helpful that can support them? Like, it's very interesting. We talk a lot about... I was talking about this in clinic, actually, with the kid that I was seeing, where this dad is like... He's of my kin. He kind of, you know, he's not a private school boy. And it was really interesting because he was talking about all the things that set his kid off. And he's like really, really struggling. They're at the point where they're like, we can't do this anymore with this neurodivergent little boy that they've got. Really struggles to be in school, like, you know, really struggling with transitions. So classic, like autism, like drop-offs and nightmare, like just traumatic for everyone involved, including the educators. It was really funny. He was talking about all the things that trigger him, which is appropriate. We need to explore that and we talk about that and think about what are the specific triggers. Even a lot of the occupational therapists' approach to this is like what you do is you take a diary and say like what are the things that triggers what happened before it, what was going on in the environment with older kids that have the ability. You will talk about like what was your experience in that moment, what were the things you were finding hard, was the room too noisy and it was giving you a headache, was there actually the room too quiet and you felt understimulated? Like, you know, there's a lot of variability in this stuff.
Right.
So it's not, this is once again, this is not like one size fits all, especially if there's no research or clinical aspect to it. The in school programs and other things. But it was really beautiful because then like this data was awesome. It was one of the highlights of my week. Because I got to the point where I was like, because he's like, all these professionals, they've just taken money. None of them have actually helped. And I was like, oh my God, hope I don't fall into that category as well. Like I work in a public system. But anyway, the point of the whole story is that then we spoke about what things soothe him. What are their sensory preferences? We often talk about their sensory vulnerabilities, the things that set them off, loud noises, like all the stuff that makes it really hard. But what are their preferences?
Okay.
I'm
writing notes, yeah.
Do you think about that with your kids?
No.
But if you probably could though, couldn't you, on the spot? You could think about it with you. You could think about it with Henry.
Yep.
You could think about it with me.
Yep.
What are the things that I need? Because you give it to me.
I don't know, like sensory preference. I don't know.
Well, even just the relational preferences. I need time with you. I need protected time.
I'm so bad at articulating things.
No, but you know what I mean?
I literally stumble through.
Yeah.
I can't.
But this dad, it was amazing because I've had a similar situation.
Like with my kids, I wouldn't know what a safe thing is.
Well, I think you do. I think you're being very unfair.
No, but like, it's like someone goes, give me the top three. I'd be like, oh, well, I'd say, they like crafting. One of them really likes crafting.
Beautiful.
The other one
what is it about crafting? Do you think
they just love sitting there and just like creating something, and I think they feel good, but they love the process.
Do you know what that is for a lot of neurodivergent kids?
What?
It's hyperfocus.
Yeah, they love the hyperfocus. Yeah.
And then if people come around and say, hey, like you're too focused on this thing, or like, you've been doing that for hours. Like, there's some beautiful stuff coming in about like just doing the same thing repeatedly over and over again, and how helpful it was and how soothing it was, and like how we go, stop doing that, or that's a sort of clinical sign of something wrong with you. Like, and it's like, how cool is it that kid has figured out that soothes them, that repetitive motion, that repetitive sensory experience. That's like, and a lot of kids who are masking are intentionally not doing those things that soothe them and help them feel better and function better, because we're like, nah, don't do that.
When like you see something and you're just like, why does my kid do this? And then you just sort of walk past it, and some things might not annoy you, but you're like, oh, why do they do that? And then you're like, ugh. You do your run through here, and I go, oh shit. Like, it's probably a soothing thing. We're trying to get some control of a situation. I'm like, far out. I just walk past it.
Yeah, mate. You're such a beautiful dad. Like, you are a phenomenal dad. You're the dad that I'm trying to be. Like, and so that must be really hard to feel like that. But I need to do more work in celebrating how good a dad you are, clearly. But it's really interesting. Research has come out interviewing adults who are autistic about where they experience joy, and it's often in those hyper-focus things.
Yeah,
it's often in like sorting stuff out, organising things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we go, no, you've got to be more fluid. You've got to be like more open to change. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like,
agile.
This is actually a really cool thing about these people, is that they, the hyper focus, the sensory components, getting really into something, getting really immersed in it, helps them with flow states, helps them with like stress, helps them experience joy. And it was really funny because I was reading like commentary and feedback and thinking about this, and there were some people that were like, oh, it turns out that all this research just shows autistic people are actually people. And I was like, this autistic person was justifiably like, isn't it ridiculous that all this money goes in to just letting us be who we are, to figuring that out? And and that's why I say neurodiversity, because I think we all need that.
Yes.
This podcast is brought to you by Guiding Growing Minds, a social enterprise that aims to give all children the best opportunity to reach their potential and succeed in living rich and meaningful lives.